Guys, what's up? It's Cycle, and welcome back to How to Let's Play Path of Exile with a pause over there. This is the second episode, and thanks so much for the feedback that I got on this. I was really expecting to get like, I don't know, 10 views and maybe one comment, but quite a few people gave me their opinion on what's up, and I'm really happy with how people are anticipating this, so that's pretty cool. For this episode, I want to do a little bit less of playing because a lot of feedback I got was it was a little too fast and not so new player friendly. So instead, I wanted to talk about some of the basics. And one of the things to start off with is what about all the characters? How do you know what character to choose? There are, if you look at create, I'm not going to really make a character, but just to highlight it like this, there are 6 characters that you originally start with. These 6 on the outside. And once you beat the game once on normal difficulty, you unlock a 7th character to choose, class. Now, unlike a lot of, wow, this voice in the background is distracting me. Unlike a lot of action RPGs or other games like that, when you choose a class, that defines what skills you use. But in Path of Exile, skills are almost completely independent of these characters. If you find a gem for Fireball, for example, every one of these classes can use Fireball and become like a Fireball build. And if you wanted to use bows, you know, even though this girl has a bow in the beginning, you give this guy a bow, you give this girl a bow, you can give anyone any weapon as long as you have the attributes required for it. So with that in mind, how do you know what class to choose? There's 6 guys right off the bat to choose from. Well, they each have a different starting position in the tree, the skill tree. And that starting position gives them access to different skill points. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sign in. You can use this to choose your league, make it shorter. And we're going to sign into our character that we're playing, just so I can show the skill tree and kind of talk about skill gems for this. So how do we know to make a character? For example, I chose this character, a witch, because there's a skill that I want to do for the build. And this would be the best one to choose. You can see there's another witch in town. There's the epic archer who is a Templar. He doesn't have an arching thing, so whatever. Bow, that's what an arching thing is. Now, we'll open the skill tree. You'll see that there are these large kind of things here. I don't even know what to call them. Large circles. These are different starting areas in the tree. Of course, they're all connected in this large web of nodes, but this is where the witch starts at the top. Lots of intelligence nodes and like spell damage, energy shield, which again is like the Protoss. It's like Protoss shields with StarCraft. It's a extra life that recharges. You know, elemental damage, cast, critical cast, things like that. Mana. These are all witch kind of things, intelligence things, and she's at the top. And the other classes are also represented by these large circles. So we have over here, this is the Templar, which is the old man, and he's kind of like intelligence with elemental damage, and you see he's pretty close to the witch, and also has some strength things, which is like life and physical damage. Look at this, armor, mana and life, like it's a combination kind of intelligence and strength. I'm going to get to strength. I'm just going to go counterclockwise here. Another starting area is the Marauder, which is very strength focused. Melee damage, as you can see, life and armor, elemental resistance, you know, this kind of thing in different starting areas. This is where the duelist is, which is strength and dexterity. Dexterity is like attack speed and accuracy, things like evasion, for example. This is the ranger down here, which is attack speed, evasion, and life, kind of base things. This is usually what you do for a bow character because there are bow things here. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And up here is the shadow, which is like intelligence, which is, you know, near the top of the tree. Makes sense, right? And dexterity, which is near this side. Attack speed or physical damage or maybe spell damage, elemental damage, cast speed, things like that. And once you get the 7th character, you unlock it. The Scion, you start in the middle, and you can kind of go in any direction you want. And these starting positions will allow you to craft your build, and as you level up, the way you want. If I want to make a bow character, I'll probably want to start as a ranger because all the skill points that give damage for bows are down here and attack speed are down here. I could make a bow character as a witch, but then I have to go through like energy shield and mana, and you have to have a good reason kind of do it, you know what I mean? So that's how I would choose a build, and if you, or a class in the beginning. And if you're starting for the very first time and you kind of don't know what you're doing, you know, usually in RPGs you're sorted into 3 different kinds. You can be a mage, a fighter, or well, I guess healer, but that's not a thing. So you can be an archer. Okay, bows or melee or magic, and so you can choose a witch for magic, a marauder for like weaponry and stuff, or a ranger for bows. And if you feel kind of like, well, I kind of want to use swords and attack fast, well, maybe you want to do a duelist, so you get closer to the attack speed stuff and evasion. It's closer than the marauder start, right? And you can find this tree online. You can go to the pathofexile.com website and look at the tree and read all these little things. They do what they say they do. And I'll talk about it too in the series. But this is how I choose a character when I'm going to make a new guy. I'm like, okay, I want to make a new build, like Stormcall. It's a skill gem. It's a spell. I can use it as any class. And I'm like, but which one would be kind of the best? So I'd go on the website and I'd find the skill tree and be like, oh, just maybe I get these things and I know where I'm going to go. So I have an idea ahead of time. I at least think about it, you know what I mean? And that's how you can decide. If I wanted to, I totally could have started my character as a shadow over here at this starting point and worked my way up this way and gone over. So the extra efficiencies of making a character are, you know, more important like way later in the game. And usually, honestly, it's kind of negligible. You're going to have fun either way with any character you make, but they do have tendencies for certain kinds of builds. Now, I want to talk a little bit about skill gems because I kind of glazed over this as well. Skill gems, again, are the attacks and spells and augments, like supports, for the kinds of spells. And you find these skill gems by quests or on the ground, from monsters and chests. And when you get a skill gem, you'll see it says the name of it at the top. It has attributes. For this one, it's lightning, spell, and AoE. It displays the level, the mana cost, the time it takes to cast it, the chance you have to get a critical strike, the damage effectiveness, the required level, and the required stat, which is intelligence for this one. It talks about what the spell does, and it says how much damage and what other effects it does, and then it displays the experience bar for that spell. That's all the information on this. And then like how to use it. In order to use a spell, you need to put it into a socket. And sockets are these little circles on your gear. It's on every piece of gear except for rings, which you can see I don't have any yet, and belt. So you can have quite a few, and it has to match the color, as you can see. So, boop, now I can use it. Great. I'm going to talk to Bestel and be like, okay, medicine chest award. And you can see that there are different colors, and these align pretty much well with the giant skill tree right here. If intelligence on the top, strength down here, and dexterity here, which also aligns with this character sheet right here. All well laid out, intelligence, strength, and dexterity. All different colors. Blue for intelligence, red for strength, green for dexterity. Great, you can see it anyways. Even though I'm a witch and I'm intelligence based, I can totally use this green thing because I have a green socket. I have the required level and I have the required stat requirement. For this one there is none. I think for all these low level ones they don't have a stat requirement yet. So for example, we're gonna experiment with fire trap in this build. We're gonna do some more cool things. So I took it as a quest reward. I put it right in the green socket. I could put in any of these ones. It doesn't matter for now. Great, and there it is. I can, you know, put it where I want. I like to put my trap on T because it's comfortable for me. I will just demonstrate about these things later. You'll be seeing me play them, but I just wanted to talk about that. So that's how I choose what build I'm going to use. I find a cool gem while I'm playing. I might find it, or I might see videos like, wow, that looks sweet. I want to do that. I'll choose the gem. I'll decide which character will I start with, so that I can do the best kind of build for it. And you know what? Maybe I'll choose something that's not the best. I mean, like, oh, I want to start as a shadow, and it's gonna be like this. Or if I want to be cool, I'll be like, I want to be the duelist because he looks badass, and make a spellcaster build. It'll be fine, but eventually be like, well, I leveled up physical attack and attack speed, but none of these things affect my spells. It's not helping me. I'm dying a lot. Okay, we'll make a new character. Try someone that does help. The witch gets spell damage in the beginning. That's great because I have a spell damage. Or Templar has elemental damage. Well, that's great. It's elemental. It's lightning. That kind of a thing. Even shadow. Like, this could totally work. So between these three, you know, you'd probably be totally fine. But that's how I choose a build. That's how my friends also choose builds. And I think it's a great way to decide what class would you choose to start. In the next episode, I will actually play a little bit more, and I will talk about these currency items, item rarity, like why does this item have a yellow name, why is this one blue, white, the benefits of that, and we'll mess around on playing some stuff. So again, thanks for watching. If you like what I'm doing, you can totally subscribe, and that way I don't have to spam Reddit all the time with videos. And let me know if there's anything else you want to hear about, anything else I should talk about. And again, thanks for watching. See ya.